Good afternoon. This is Eric Ilif Humphrey from Quite Understood Magazine, and sitting with me is extraordinary visual artist Kimeko D. Robinson. She hails from New Orleans.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, she's here in the DMV area, and we're here to talk about her wonderful artwork. Now, in your bio, it says that you concentrate on your heavy influence in the Creole culture.
Yes.
So, and you're originally from New Orleans,
Yes.
right? What parish?
So my family is originally from the Seventh Ward,
Mm-hmm.
or downtown. My mom's side is from downtown New
Mm-hmm.
Orleans, and my dad's side is from Seventh Ward, New Orleans. So
And so is that why your artwork is so vibrant with colors
yes,
and
I mean
stuff?
it's a array of, you know, from New Orleans
Uh,
to, you know, life.
uh. So what type of me you focus on acrylics, and you're very fluent in oils,
Yes.
right? So let's rewind the tape. What made you start? I mean, what made were you always wanted to be an artist, or you studied to be an artist, or it was something innate?
It was a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
So from early on, I was, drawing in my room, and then my parents saw that I was very artistic,
Mm-hmm.
and oh, you should go into art. And not until high school did I
Mm-hmm.
realize I really am interested in doing art,
Mm-hmm.
and so I pursued art education in
Okay.
college,
Okay.
and from there, just learning how to paint
Mm-hmm.
and just the different techniques
Mm-hmm.
in art. Um, that's where my background comes from.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I love art. I love
Mm-hmm.
everything about art. How to create it, just it's exciting,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to create and bring something to life that you see, or you
Mm-hmm.
have something in your mind that you want to convey
Mm-hmm.
to
So,
everyone out
so
there.
you say you work with watercolors as well,
I have.
acrylics and oils, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So which one you like working with the best?
I enjoy working with acrylic just
Uh,
because it's easier to get things done quickly.
okay.
So it's it dries faster,
Mm-hmm.
whereas oil, it takes longer to dry,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's easier to manipulate, but
Mm-hmm.
it's easier, it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
And then watercolor, you can do a ton of things with watercolor, so
Mm-hmm.
that's easy to work with as well.
So this young lady here, I'm gonna put my glasses on as I need to read. Um, I didn't read her bio at the beginning because I wanted to, introduce some of the things that she have done. But in her bio, it states that um, she also participated in several TV shows, has been in a part of the DMV League of Artists,
Yes.
the Collective Group LLC, and
Yes.
most recently, Art Bay.
Yes.
She has also displayed her art on hit TV shows such as
Yes.
Devil Cross,
Yes.
and is it on All Black? Is that the channel All
Yes.
Black?
The
And
network.
with these organizations, she has displayed her. Oh, no, I'm reading backwards, guys. With these organizations, she has been able to partake in murals around the city. I
Yes.
remember they still have that project going on, murals
Yeah.
around the city, to give back to the community and art all night.
Yes,
That's one of
absolutely.
my favorite events, art all night. That's during this fall, right?
Yes,
Like
it is in September.
in September. So she's currently she's working on a building series for her up and coming solo show.
Yes.
Tell us about the solo show.
So the solo show is basically, and it will be called something like Lost Art
Mm-hmm.
or Memories of
Mm-hmm.
Art.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's just an array of all my art that I've done thus far and
Mm-hmm.
adding new pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Myself in nature, myself in the world, and then also bits and pieces of my cousin that passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Just I wanted to paint some pictures of our, childhood growing up. So
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of that
Mm-hmm.
mixed with nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking to do that sometime in the fall.
Now, would
See
that
how.
be a collection?
It's going to be a collection
Okay, and
of
are you going to do it
different
in
art.
oil? Or are you going to do it in watercolor or?
It's going to be majority mixed medium,
Mm,
acrylic. I may add some watercolor,
mm,
but no oils. I mean, I may. I'm still working on the pieces now as we speak. So
mm,
um, I'm hoping to be done by September with all the pieces that I'm adding. So
mm.
we'll see.
Okay,
Hmm.
so we do have some questions for you.
Okay.
The first one, because I understand you also you do a little acting.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna say a
Hmm.
little acting because that
I
sounds
do.
so.
I do.
You act.
I do. Yes.
Okay, so how did you get into acting? Is that something you always wanted to do?
I did.
Which one you discovered first?
Well, definitely my art.
Your art
That's
first?
number one. But I didn't start acting until 2017 actively.
Uh huh.
I did, I had a little bit of taste of it in my early 20s.
Mm
And then full circle came back to it in 2017
hmm.
and began taking classes
Mm
and really getting into, you know, studying scripts and
hmm.
understanding
Mm
characters and just being on set,
hmm.
understanding each intricate details of
Mm hmm.
putting a film together or
Mm hmm.
anything with production.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So tell me, what was the process like in getting your art into like the television shows, Double Cross, and other films and television series?
So, like I said, I've been doing my art since what 2010,
Mm
and I have a fellow uh, friendship with some of my high school classmates, which are the writer and
hmm.
directors of Double Cross,
Mm
and they asked me to come on and do some paintings for
hmm.
their
Mm
miniseries Double Cross, and so from there, I went to LA, did some paintings of the main characters
hmm.
and some background pieces, and then that's what got me into other directors asking me
Mm hmm.
to show my art in their films.
Okay, so
Hmm.
it's like you got a double. I mean, it all comes together
Yes.
as it's like a double career here. You're an actor,
Yes.
and I guess that does that help you with the acting, being an artist, being a visual artist. Does that help you with um, portraying a character? Help you with the development of the character?
Yes. I think that both worlds, cross over,
Mm-hmm.
but it definitely gives me inspiration
Mm-hmm.
to paint. And then likewise, I can, if, for example, if they have a character that is an artist,
Mm-hmm.
I can tap into how I feel as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
what emotions I can bring to the table. But as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that inspiration of that character can also spill over to creating that art.
Mm-hmm. So
So,
you
so
could.
there's a mixture of both worlds, and it's two for one. I'm learning all of different parts
Mm-hmm.
of production
Mm-hmm.
and being creative. All things creative is that's me.
Having that eye as an artist
Yes.
allows you're very to be very open and acceptable to visual things.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Hmm.
that's a great thing. So we're
Hmm.
gonna segue over, and we have some beautiful pieces
Yes.
here, and we may be bouncing back and around because there's so much about this young lady. I got some more questions from another artist friend of mine.
Okay.
Um, had drawn up some questions for you,
Yes.
and so we're gonna discuss some of these beautiful pieces.
Yes.
Yeah. So the young lady in the piece here in top, Black Beauty, is called.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me
So I
the
actually
history on that.
so basically this is painted live during
Oh.
yeah I usually do I paint live on stage. I
Okay.
paint during different functions, etc. Kind of like my fellow brother uh art brother
Mm.
Demont Picasso, or
Mm-hmm.
to Demont Pender. He goes by his real name now.
Mm.
But a lot of the city knows him as Picasso,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the one that actually encouraged me to paint live
Mm-hmm.
on stage, and so that's what I usually do majority of the times. So this piece was painted live on stage, and it's just basically what it says: Black beauty.
Mm-hmm.
We come as women, you
Mm-hmm.
know, array of colors,
Mm-hmm.
dark skin, light skin, tall,
Mm-hmm.
short, curly hair, straight hair, etc., etc. So the colors, um, represent the fact that we come in all shades and colors,
Mm-hmm.
and it is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everyone, there's nobody that's not, it's the eye of the beholder, so
Mm-hmm.
to speak. And so here, that's what I'm conveying.
So that's no one particular person. It's
It's
just.
not anyone particular. It's
Mm-hmm.
just someone that is, deep in thought.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't want to show the eyes
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want it to just speak to one particular person. I want it to speak to anybody and
Mm-hmm.
everybody that looks at it like, oh, I can see me in it, or this is really speaking to me because, whatever the person that's viewing the painting, I want them to relate to it
Mm-hmm.
and connect to it. And
Okay.
so that's why, some of my paintings, and I can talk about that too, it just has no facial
Mm-hmm.
features because I want other people to relate to it,
Okay.
see themselves.
So is this a mixed medium? I see a little oil there,
It is a little
acrylic.
bit of a mixed
Little,
medium, yes.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of acrylic,
And
gel.
uh
Yeah.
now the coloring,
Hmm.
like you said, for the face is
Hmm.
different. So it's representing the different colors.
Yes, and also you have your cool colors and your dark, your warm colors.
Mm-hmm.
Warm colors represent light.
Mm-hmm.
Dark colors represent dark.
Mm-hmm.
Shading or
Mm-hmm.
darkness. So.
So, and going back to the complexion, you said
Hmm.
because um, you're representing all complexions of
Yes.
African,
Yes.
African American or African diaspora,
Yes.
because everybody think that because you're from Africa, you're dark, and that's the only thing.
Exactly.
But there's six faces they call it, the six
Oh, so
faces
many.
of of that continent, from light to dark.
It also represents. I'm Creole,
Mm-hmm.
so in the Creole culture, we are, we look like all different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So, all the way from very, very fair
Mm-hmm.
to very, very dark.
Exactly.
And so that represents my culture as well.
Okay, very well.
Being all mixed up. We're
Black
all
beauty.
gumbo of
Gumbo.
array. Yes.
She should call it Black Beauty Gumbo.
Yes.
Then rename it Black Gumbo.
Black
No, you can
gumbo.
make one called Black Gumbo. How
Black,
about that?
hey,
Black
you just gave
Gumbo.
me a new idea.
Now tell us about the piece underneath.
So this is basically speaking on your faith, or my faith rather,
Mm-hmm.
just being saved and accepting Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and that you are washed away of your sin,
Mm-hmm.
and you made all new.
Mm-hmm.
So in this piece, this is myself. This is
Mm-hmm.
a self image.
Okay.
And the fish is like God's word.
I was gonna ask you about the
Yeah,
fishes.
God's word is pouring into me, and so I'm sharing the gospel.
Uh-huh.
The flowers represent new life.
Uh-huh.
The water represents washing away my sin. This snake
Uh-huh.
was sin, and it's
Okay.
trying to get to me, but God's protection is over me, and then this is just me.
I didn't see that infamous apple. I see.
There's no apple. I
know
didn't
that
add
that's
an
a
apple.
tail. That's a tail. Oh, oops, I'm not supposed to say it.
So I didn't add an apple,
I
but
know,
I
but I'm
definitely
just
have
saying,
the snake.
there's always see a snake, you gotta look for the apples. I'm thinking, okay, this may be Eve. That's what I thought at first, and then when you said it was you, and you being washed away, it can represent all.
It could. It definitely could.
All the phases of being
Yes.
saved, and saved doesn't mean you're saved from anything. That means that you recognize Christ
Absolutely.
as a savior.
Yes.
But um, so I was getting with the color choices of of everything, all the
Okay.
elements in there, and why you chose those colors.
So I chose purple, royalty, orange, just to make it bright and
Mm.
colorful. new life, washed away. Water is water is a representation of new life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I use a lot of blues
Mm-hmm.
and water. And
Okay.
then the red is just, I mean, it could represent the blood of Christ,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I like the color red.
Okay.
But purple is definitely royal.
Royal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let
Yes.
me ask you, why did you place, and I know you probably did it strategically,
Uh huh.
why did you place the fishes on the top of you?
Like I said, for this, um, I wanted to have it to feed into, like like it's pouring into
Mm-hmm.
my veins, so to
Mm.
speak, if you will,
Okay.
or into my hands. So I'm sharing the
Okay.
gospel, the word, and so that's what the coil fish represent.
Okay, very well. Now let's we'll move on to you have I see some abstract stuff too. So
Yes,
you practice a lot of different. I mean, you paint a lot
a
of different
different.
styles.
Yes.
So let's talk about the abstracts here.
Okay. So this
Th-
one is a two-piece part. I have the other one behind me, but this one is part of the God's light from coming out of the darkness. So basically, it's an abstract piece,
mm,
and it was just I created it on how I felt. So it's just the gold represents God's light. So that's what I just felt, as I was building it. A little bit of color here and
mm.
there, and it's not anything particular that I said, "Oh, I want this here." It's just how I felt, so to speak.
Okay.
So, and it just kept building and building, and I'm like, "Oh, this looks good, so I'm gonna
Mm.
put this here." But then I felt like, okay, so much darkness, but God's light
So the
really
gold is God's light.
yes,
Okay,
the gold
very
is
well.
God's light, and He like overtakes darkness.
Okay, what were you thinking before you started?
I
Did you
don't
have a
know.
fulcrum on this
I
piece or
never
you
like. It's not until like I get into it do
uh
I like. I really don't
so
say, okay, I'm gonna do this, because whenever I say I'm gonna do this, it always comes
come up
out
to
differently.
something else. That's
Yes.
how art is.
So yeah, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, this feels good,
Mm.
especially when I'm doing my abstract pieces.
Uh-huh.
Now, if I'm doing a realist piece,
A realist piece.
then it's more precise and exact. I also, when I do people's like commission pieces, it's got
Mm.
to be exactly how that
So
person wants it.
do
But
you what do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy more method or you
I
enjoy like the abstract so
I love doing abstract because it's more free
mm,
and just how I feel. Oh,
mm,
I feel like this.
mm,
Whereas realism is more precise, and I got to make sure it's
right.
exact.
Realism. This is more
Realism.
like abstract somewhat
It's
too.
more, yeah, it's more like abstract slash realism.
Listen,
Yeah,
realism.
it's a
It's a
little bit of
mixture.
both. Mm-hmm.
So we're back with Kimeko D. Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
giving us a little art exhibit of her beautiful work.
Yes.
Um, I left all alone. I know you miss me. It's okay. We'll be all right. But on the real side, I wanted her to be on the stage by herself, discussing her art, so you can really the audience can concentrate on her and not somebody wearing a big old sombrero. I have jokes today, but
Yes.
anyhow, so back to her lovely pieces. We are talking about the last one we did discuss was the abstract.
Yes.
So it looked like there's a series going on with that,
Yeah,
or
so these two here
right.
behind me, and then this one is also part two of God's Light. And it's the same, just a different a version of it, but it's
Uh-huh.
God's light coming through the darkness.
Okay.
Basically. So it's a two-part piece.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, I
And
really love this piece and how
that's
it came
gorgeous.
together. So
Yeah.
it was one of my favorites.
I have
that
a little secret.
Yes.
I started painting when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I haven't touched a canvas in 20 years.
You should be painting.
I love
too.
abstract.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I'm gonna build me a canvas this summer
Yes.
and go to work.
Yes.
Yeah, I love abstract.
Definitely. There's room for all artists, really.
Yeah. So
Express that.
yeah. So I love that. So tell me the color choices. Um,
Again, I just
what represent what? The gold
so
represents.
the gold is God's light.
Okay.
and it overpowers the darkness.
Okay, and the darkness, of course, is the
Darkness
black.
is the black,
Is the
and
black.
behind it, yeah.
Now you have like the pinks and the light gray
Yeah.
tones, and
That I felt that it it just worked
mm,
for that
I
piece.
looked at it,
Particular.
and it's what's so fabulous
I
about
love
a.
those colors too.
Okay,
So yeah, it just worked for it. So
so what's so fabulous about abstract?
uh-huh.
A person could walk up and view and bring and take from it whatever they see.
Yeah.
So when I saw the colors, to me that was God light shining on all different type of people because of the
Ooh, I love
colors.
that. I love
Because of the
that.
colors, to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
the colors represent all different hues of people.
Yes,
You got the
absolutely.
pinks, the whites, the dark, the blacks,
Yes.
and then God light is. So that's what I saw.
Hey,
So
it
that's
says, like I said before, it's in the eye of the
the
beholder.
beholder, on the
So
beholder.
it could be a number of different things. However, that
Do you
person
mind if
sees
I
it.
write a poem about it?
Shh. Hey, go ahead.
That's what I do.
Definitely, definitely.
I
Put me
take.
in your book.
Oh, how did you know I'm having one?
Hey,
Hey,
put
wait
me
a
in your
minute.
book.
Wait a minute. No, seriously.
Hey, put me in your book.
Yeah, no, this is serious. I'm doing.
And I believe you.
Yeah. Okay. Great
Don't.
minds think alike.
Hey.
So I really would take that piece and a
Okay.
couple other pieces, and I'll write a couple of poems.
Yes. Hey.
And it is a book coming.
Okay. Hey.
Okay.
Yes,
All
we're
right.
together.
Right. Very well. But definitely, that's what I saw when I looked at it. The different colors are the people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because on that piece there, if you may, can you hold
Yeah,
this?
sure. Absolutely.
It looks like a person, a lady, or a person with a cloak that's holding a stick climbing up a mountain.
Hey.
Right here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I
See,
see.
like I said, it's in the eye of the beholder.
I
So
see that
everybody
right
sees
there.
something different. I've had so many people come up to me and say it looks
Eh, eh,
like a
uh-huh.
person dancing. It
Uh-huh.
looks like, a stick.
Yeah.
It looks like, a chair.
Uh-huh.
A bunch of paint being thrown at the chair.
Uh-huh.
It's a number of things that people
Because
see.
this is what I see, and I'm really looking at it. So my written piece,
Okay.
I would call it God's light
Yes.
because it's your piece.
Yeah.
But what I see here, this person is walking, got a stick, and here's a bridge to something
Mm.
going up.
Going
up.
to
Maybe.
the kingdom.
Yeah, going. Yeah. So let's remind me about
I
that.
sure will.
I'm seeing that. Thank you for that piece.
Yes.
So let's go to this gorgeous
So
piece
this
here.
is a lot of my stuff is surrounded by my faith,
Mhm.
as you can tell already. I'm a Christian,
Mm,
and so I pray that all my stuff is
mm,
a reflection of Him, and
Mm.
just honoring Him in my artwork. But this one is called Dancing in God's Light.
okay.
So my inspiration was, I'm really big into dancers. I danced for a little bit when I was younger. And
Mm,
so that was the inspiration, the flow
mm,
of the movement of a dancer. And just exudes from all the way from the toes, all the way to the arms, and then the fabric.
So
I
that could
wanted
be
to show-
you.
It could be me. It
That
could
she
be another
any-
dancer.
Another dancer.
Uh-huh.
That's why it's
So-
faceless, so you can just
Yes, exactly.
somebody can look at it and connect if they're a dancer or one of
Exactly.
expired dancer,
Mhm.
and they can see themselves in this painting.
Exactly.
So that's really really great.
So dancing in God's
Beautiful.
light is what it is, and yeah, it could be a little black or brown girl,
Hmm.
a woman. It's whatever. And I've seen so many kids have come up to me since I painted this,
Hmm.
and they love it because they say this is an encouragement to me. This inspires me to also want to dance or also want to paint, or they see themselves because they are a dancer. And so it's very encouraging to know that I was able to paint something like this and they can relate to it.
Now going back to being from New Orleans, did you paint anything that after Hurricane Katrina? Did you do any pieces of art that were?
I did a lot of fleur de lis pieces to try and bring,
This-
attention to New Orleans and, hopefully people will be inspired and want to help out
Mm-hmm.
in the rebuilding of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
I did a few Mardi Gras pieces,
Mm-hmm.
such as dancers
Mm-hmm.
or mass
Okay.
people. So that was just to bring a awareness and a light to
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans, and hopefully people go and visit
Mm-hmm.
or buy my art. And I gave the proceeds to family members that were struggling.
Right, right,
So
right.
yeah.
Okay, very well. It's a gorgeous piece. All right, so
Right.
tell us about this piece here.
So this is just you know it's showing couples and love and
Mm-hmm.
just embracing each other. So I love using the different colors to show vibrancy
Mm-hmm.
and array of joy and peace
Mm-hmm.
and hope.
I love it. It's
And it's called Embrace.
embrace.
Yeah.
I
So.
got a piece
Oh,
for that already.
really?
I wrote it on.
Oh,
So
wow.
that means this is all
You
coming to
can use
fruition.
this one
I
too.
could use that one too. I wrote one called. Oh my God, this is
Oh,
like crazy
wow. Okay,
mad.
see how the Lord
You're
works.
my twin. So now
Oh,
you can draw and I can write.
hey. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Absolutely. So, yeah, this is called Embrace. And
So
it's just,
what influenced you to do this piece?
just wanting to,
Mm.
I think that everybody desires
Mm.
love in their life. And it could look however,
Mm.
to each individual. But for me, this is something like not only just having a relationship for me, but also it could also mean God is protecting me
Mm.
and loves me.
Mm.
So it can mean that, or somebody may look at it and it be their husband or
Mm. Because
their
in her face, you
friend.
could feel her joy. You could see her.
Yeah, she's
She's
happy.
very,
She
very
feels loved,
loved. Yeah.
and that's what we all want. We want to be loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are angry
Mm.
or something, and because they have not received that real
Receive
love.
love.
Some people scared.
Mm-hmm.
Some people frightened to death. But it's just
Yeah.
that if you receive love and peace,
Yes.
then
And like ultimately God is love,
yeah,
like I
he
said.
is.
So
This
we
is
we desire to have love. Everybody
yeah.
does. So I feel like this is
And you
showing.
almost can feel the texture of her hair. You can see the
Yeah,
texture because you
curly. It
curly.
could
You
be
can yeah,
kinky maybe.
yeah. You can see it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Different textures and
different.
light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the light and the way you did it, it's like it's
Mm-hmm.
popping out off the canvas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
very well. Some people mix medium now. They put in hair and all kinds of
They
stuff
do. I
on
have a lot
some
of fellow
artists
artists
that
that
does that.
do. Yeah, they do that. They add,
Feathers
actual
and I have a
feathers,
friend.
hair, fabric, all kinds of. I have a lot of different artists that
Yeah,
use actual material.
right.
And I've started to do that a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Like this piece here is a bunch of gold flaking.
Mm.
Like, so you
Yeah,
take that flakes and
yeah.
glitter. I've added. So, yeah.
I have a friend in L.A., David Brennan.
Okay.
Um, he does mixed medium paints and
Okay.
he adds all the
The
elements.
different
And, yeah,
elements. Yeah.
yeah. He lives in L.A., so
Okay.
maybe we all take a trip out there.
Yes, I'm
You
out.
can meet him.
I'm out in
Maybe I'll
LA a
do an
lot.
artist plenary.
That would be nice.
Artist panel,
Yeah. Okay.
black art, and probably do a panel.
Okay,
And
and
we all get on
definitely
that panel and we
yes,
talk about
the different art.
different arts.
Yes.
So there are some questions.
Okay.
Before I get to this question, there were uh, a elderly artist
Okay.
that lives in New York, and
Okay.
one of my colleagues sent me. Here we go, right here. No, that's
Mhm.
not. That's the wrong person. It just sent. Okay, here we go.
Uh-huh.
And she was 93 years old.
Oh wow.
New York City artist, and I'm reading, guys. I'm reading from.
Can you name four things
And I
that
want to
can help
play it. Okay, so she was 93. Somebody
Uh-huh.
discovered her. She lives in New York City.
Mm.
I'm not sure if it's in Manhattan or the Bronx or whatever she
Okay.
lived at, but they discovered her. She's 93. She's been
Oh, wow.
she's been doing art since she was young.
Oh wow.
And she talked about the disparities as a young black woman back in the 40s and
Okay.
50s or
Mhm.
30s, doing art. So the disparities that she had gone through,
Okay.
what she dealt with. So I wanted to get your take on that. She's 93. She's still
Wow.
doing art. You have to
Right.
look her up, guys. Um, she amazing. She paint her doors,
Oh wow.
art
Yeah.
on her doors,
Nice.
to her bathroom, wherever the rooms are in the
Yeah.
and so I wanted to find out for you about her, but the
Okay.
question, the reason why I brought this into our conversations because I wanted to find out from you
Mm-hmm.
about what do you feel about the women artists and black women artists, particularly because, especially in her time,
Mm-hmm.
and she talks about how difficult it was then,
Yeah.
and as opposed to the 21st century now.
Right. So as far as back then to now, it's still very, as a black artist, a
Mm-hmm.
female black artist, it
Mm-hmm.
is very difficult
Mm-hmm.
to tap into art industry
Mm-hmm.
uh, because it is very competitive, definitely, with other male artists, black male artists,
Mm-hmm.
artists in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so we always have had to fight
Mm-hmm.
for a a a seat at the table, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
to have our work displayed
Mm-hmm.
and taken seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and be in those big name rooms
Mm-hmm.
to not only sell our art but show that we belong here too. And
Mm-hmm.
so for her to be able to show her art still at this age and be celebrated for it is very commendable.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I
Okay.
hope that, just being a black female artist, to be able to bypass those
Mm-hmm.
obstacles that she may have
Mm-hmm.
had in the 40s, to out see that and do very well.
Mm-hmm.
It will speak volumes on what she went through to get her art
Mm-hmm.
shown, and not have to, be either dead or, that age and being recognized.
Mm-hmm. So I have a couple of questions for you, my love, in regards to some of my artist friends.
Yes. Okay.
Well, one in particular sent me some questions.
Okay. All right. Let's shoot.
And one first question: if you could step into one of your paintings, which one would it be and why?
Ooh. So I showed you one of my Dancing in God's Grace
Mm-hmm.
or piece a few minutes ago, and I would probably step into that one because for me, it's about freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It's about sharing the light of Christ
Mm-hmm.
and being able to paint a picture. And so I would jump into that piece because it displays all of those things.
What's that one behind you, isn't it?
No,
Oh,
not that one. It's the one over here. Yes. So
this
that
one here
mhm.
with the dancer.
Dancing. Yes.
And what's the name of it again? I'm sorry.
Dancing in God's Grace.
Dancing in God's Grace.
Yes.
All right.
So
Gotcha.
that I would definitely jump into that because it's free flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling free,
Okay.
being able to share.
Sure. Okay. What do you want the viewer to know about you through your paintings?
Mm-hmm.
That's what the question was.
That I'm very multifaceted, and I'm eclectic, and I'm expressive through my art.
Mm-hmm.
Very colorful. I'm cultural,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a believer.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, I'm a people person. I
Mhm.
love culture. I
Mhm.
love, just being a light. And
Okay.
I want people to see that through my art.
Okay.
Yeah.
What 3 words that describe you as an artist? Gotcha.
Oh,
If you can't answer that, you're fired.
oh no. You're fired, son.
I'm fired. I'm fired.
Um,
I've been firing people all day long.
Yeah.
Nev, you fired.
So, again, someone that is, let's see, eclectic,
Okay.
ambiguous,
Okay.
and joyful.
Joyful. Okay. Why ambiguous? I don't know why that word just jumped out at me.
It jumped out at me too.
It's almost like as artists, like ambiguous, we just because you're free flowing.
So yeah, it's not. It's just not to like. I don't want to be in one box.
One box. And that's what I was
I'm
thinking.
like a mixture of like so many things. I wear so many different hats.
Right.
I'm very versatile. So
Okay.
it's like whatever in that moment,
Mhm.
how I'm feeling, it will jump out
Mhm.
on the canvas.
Okay.
You know.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
Because you won't be getting the same thing over and over again. Some people be in one fulcrum
Right.
focus, and they
Repetitive.
repetitive
Yeah.
in the work.
Yeah.
And then you have some that say, "Wow, wait a minute,
You did
wait a
that.
minute,"
Yeah.
because that's okay. I understand.
Mhm.
Okay, when did you first realize that you had a passion for painting? I asked you that from the beginning, at the very beginning, but we can go back again.
Yeah, so my passion for painting, I've always, like I said, I've always been into art, but I think my passion for painting
Mm-hmm.
definitely came in the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just, like, I really enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
I really get lost
Mm-hmm.
in this. So about 10, 15 years ago.
But you always painted as a child, right?
Yeah.
But
But,
you.
but not until I went through school
Mm-hmm.
and gained a sense of appreciation for it
Mm-hmm.
and how to really manipulate art or understand it and how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Then I began to have a true love and appreciation for art.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And who? I mean, would you compare your style to any other artist?
I wouldn't really compare myself. However, I'm very encouraged and inspired by um, Basquiat.
Basquiat.
Yes.
I see a little Basquiat in you.
Basquiat, Claude Monet,
Uh huh.
Frida.
Uh huh.
This is the one that I showed earlier of my self image. I was
I see a
inspired
little
by
beard in you
Frida.
too.
Yeah.
I Vermeer beard, and I see a little
Oh,
bit of you.
okay.
Come on, girl.
Okay.
I
Thank
see a
you.
little Vermeer in you.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
You got a
I'll
little.
take
You got a little. Yeah.
it.
Going on, mate.
I'll receive it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
receive that.
Yes.
Receive. I see some of it
Okay.
in certain pieces. I see a little bit
Thank
Vermeer
you.
in
I
you.
appreciate it.
When I know he's like more a little structural, but
Yes, absolutely.
but I see a little bit, and it doesn't matter where you put it at,
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna tell that narrative. So
Right.
I
Exactly.
do see
Okay.
it. Okay, and have you ever had to walk away from a painting and leave it unfinished, and why not, or why
Oh
not?
yeah, plenty.
Uh-huh.
There's so many. I actually paint over it
Uh-huh.
because it's just that particular painting just wasn't working.
Mhm.
So a new idea may come up,
Mhm.
and oh, I can just paint over this, and something new comes to life. So,
Okay.
mm-hmm.
Gotcha. How do you want to be remembered as an artist? I know that's a big one.
That is.
Da-da-da-da. Drum roll. Wait a minute, I lost my questions, guys. Go ahead.
So how I want to be remembered is um,
You can
a
still.
creator.
Mm-hmm.
A
Not because you can
motivation.
still be remembered and still be alive too, guys.
Yes.
Don't say it because you remember me you like you're gone from the earth.
Yeah.
Remember people seeing your art and remember, oh, that's Kimeko.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we didn't even talk about your name either.
Oh.
But we're gonna get to that because
Okay.
we almost finished with the questions. So,
I probably got
but yeah, I'm. So, how would you want to be remembered?
How I want to be remembered is uh, colorful,
Mm-hmm.
innovative,
Mm-hmm.
uh, encourager,
Mm-hmm. You say you're a people's
motivation.
person.
People's person, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All that and above, yeah.
And that'll show into your collection.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should do a collection called Remember.
That's
Remember
who.
me.
Well, maybe that or remember my cousin because
Remember-
I am
oh,
working
remember
on that.
cousin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I can work them in together.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
think that'll be good.
Yeah.
Remember
Well,
me
why
and my
not?
cousin.
Yeah.
Or me and my cousin.
Yes.
Put some piece of you and her in
Absolutely.
the piece. That would
Absolutely.
be lovely because you're so connected to her
Yes.
and her spirit
We
still
were very
dwell.
close.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and your spirit still dwell.
Mm-hmm.
Her spirit still dwell in you.
Yes.
Alongside of you, so
Absolutely.
maybe some pieces with you and her.
Yeah. There.
And they can segue into you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. Remember.
No, yeah.
All right. So next question. Is there any reoccurring themes in your artwork?
The color and I have this thing where I highlight the person that I'm doing in gold. I love gold.
Yeah, see, you
So
got
it's recurring, like
gold there.
gold trim around the person or gold in my pieces. You're gonna see gold in it.
Okay,
gold,
why gold?
Gold.
Because is that God's
Because
God's
it's
love?
royalty is God's light. It could be God's light,
Yeah.
but it makes it for me pop out more.
Okay.
It jumps out at you.
Okay.
Not so for me, not so dull.
Okay, very well. Last but not least, there's one more question. What's the best atmosphere for you to paint in? Example, a large room with soft music, blah, 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 blah.
I always have my music playing. That's like
what kind
my
of
energy.
music?
Oh, a genre of art. Oh my gosh, I'm just talking off things.
That's okay.
A genre of music
Uh-huh.
from hip hop Christian to
The
old
depending on the
school, from the new edition to like Drake to Lecrae. So many different artists. Contemporary, gospel. I mean, I have a slew
Classical?
of jazz.
Jazz.
A slew of
What about
art.
Creole music?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, Zydeco.
Zydeco.
Yes.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah,
So it all depends
I'll
on
get
what you're
down.
painting at the time.
Yeah, just
or
how
your
I'm
your
feeling. Yeah, I'm
mood.
just like, oh, this feels like this. So
Okay.
and gets me going. I'm in my zone.
Mm-hmm.
No interruptions. I'm in my own world. I like to be in my own space, away from everything. And I paint at night.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's sleeping. That's when I'm painting.
I write at night.
That's the
write
best time to like.
I can't write
You have
in the
no
daytime.
interruptions.
Yeah, I write at night.
You're in your own little world. Nobody's bothering you, calling you, etc.
So.
Yeah, because I notice like a lot of times when I'm painting during the day or I'm trying to get something done, there's people calling me. I'm like, stop
I know
calling
when to
me.
stop in the mood. And
And then I can't
your
really get into
rhythm.
it. Yes.
Especially, when you're into that rhythm of an art piece.
Yes.
Not
No
only
interruption.
not only on canvas, but everything's your canvas. If you're a filmmaker, your camera is your canvas. If you're an artist, your canvas is your
It's a
canvas.
yeah.
If you're a writer, your pen and your paper or your typewriter is your canvas.
Yes.
So whatever canvas you have, when you get interrupted, it is hard to get that particular
yes.
that rhythm that would drive your
Back
story.
Back into
It's so hard. That's why I do it at night.
So and that's why you gotta step away.
Yeah.
And then go back later.
Step away and go back. So you step away and go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then sometimes you paint over stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, very well.
Start fresh.
Start fresh.
Yep.
Right. Okay, well, we got a couple of more things, and
Okay.
I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to ask her about her name because she said her name. I'll let her tell.
So
The origin
my
of your name.
Yeah, so it's Japanese. It means beautiful flower. And my mom basically, she really was in love with the name from a movie called Officer and a Gentleman. I think that's the name of the movie. And the character's name was Kimeko, so she just really loved it. Loves the culture, and so that's how I got.
You sure you don't have any?
I'm not mixed with
Asian?
Japanese. No, just
You have
Creole, straight Creole.
Y'all may got to go back. Well,
No.
everybody's mixed.
I mean, I might, but from my knowledge, it's just French, Spanish, Native American, African American, Jewish.
You sure you ain't Ethiopian?
I get that every single day.
Because you look Ethiopian.
Every day.
You got to go back.
Even
you never know.
Ethiopians come to me and they're like,
yeah. When I first met you, we met at the theater. We was at an event.
Yes.
It was watching something. Wait a minute.
No, I met you at Bo Sampson's birthday, didn't I?
Right.
That's what I was talking to you.
Right, Bo. And didn't I interview you then?
Yes.
On the red carpet?
Yes.
So here we are again.
Again,
Now I'm delving into her.
my art, yes.
Her world.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So it was Bo Sampson.
Yes. It's
What do Bo do anyway?
I know. What does Bo do? What do you do, Bo? What
We
is
don't
it that you do?
But anyhow, So Kimeko, So but we appreciate you coming out.
Thank Thank you for having
on
me.
your busy Saturday. I know you're a
Yes.
star, starring in movies and paintings all over
Yes.
the world. I'm just calling it to fruition.
Yes,
So,
yes, I am. And I just was
and my
on
coffee
set.
book.
I was on set this past week on
Mm.
the set of Conspirators. So look out for that. It will be on All Black.
Okay.
I'm giving them the plug. The
Yeah,
Jim Gibson's films will
Wait
be
a minute, Dim Gibson is.
yes,
Do you-
Howard Gibson and Crystal Gibson. So I'm giving them
They
a shout out.
they were shooting something this
The-
week or something. Or?
Yes, Conspirators.
Okay, so one
So
of my
they're filming in here in this
Okay.
in the city, but they did Double Cross, which was filmed in L.A.
because one of my colleagues, I believe she mentioned that she does the hair. Charlene
Yes,
Brown,
I'm sure
I believe.
she was on set. Yes.
And I think she had told me about. I'm going to ask Charlene when I see her
Yes.
this week if
Okay.
that's the one, because she invited me to a party. Hopefully.
Yes, I'm sure they'll have a rap party. I'm sure, but yeah,
Very
mhm.
well.
Yes.
It's a pleasure once again
Pleasure
to be in your
likewise.
presence
Thank you.
and
for
to
having
now
me.
I learn more about you and your wonderful work.
Thank you so much.
Truly. But let the audience know how they can contact you if they want to see more of you.
Okay. So they can find me on Instagram. I have 2 different Instagrams. So my art Instagram is at T Coco Creole, TKOKO Creole Art. And my acting page is I am KIMEKO Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my pages. If you want to email me and you're inquiring about commissioning me for a piece of art that you've seen here or something personal to you, you can email me Kimeko Robinson. That's KIMEKO Robinson, the number 3 at gmail.com. And I have a website in the works. It's T Coco Creole Art. So
Very well.
.com. Sorry.
It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Been a pleasure,
Thank
even
you
with
for
the
having me.
hiccups.
It's
It's been a
okay.
pleasure talking with you and
you.
talking about your wonderful craft.
Thank you so much.
And definitely, we will be doing some things together,
Absolutely.
book wise.
Yes, sir.
You put some of the pieces in the book.
Hey. Well,
Like I said, that's going to
that
be
would
the,
definitely.
what did we name that piece over?
This is God's Light.
God's Light.
Mhm.
So I got a written piece for that already.
Yes.
And the other one behind.
Yes, it's a series. This one and this one.
Okay, so there's one series.
Yes.
And then this one
that's
you said
Dancing in God's Grace.
which, and then one was
Yeah.
Embrace.
Embrace is
Embrace
that
is
one.
that one. And
Black
then
Beauty.
Black Beauty.
Yes.
And,
And then that's a self-image. Just wash away. Yeah.
and these are just some of your many.
Yeah. I have
that
tons
you have
of
tons. We
Yeah.
couldn't fit everything. We really try to figure out how to put it in this space here because it's like our studio. It's like being in your brother's
Studio.
studio.
Mhm.
I think we're signing off. This is Quiet on the Set magazine. This is Eric Ilief with my lovely new-found twin, Kimeko Robinson.
Thank you so
Much
much.
love.
Oh, thank you for having
Much
me.
love.
Thank you.
Much love. And we're going to be seeing more of her.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. That part.
All righty.